Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Reclaim Your Rise. Very excited for you to listen to today's episode. Here with me today is one of the coaches on the Risely team, who is also a registered dietitian, Elizabeth DiDonato. We are going to be talking a lot about supplements and type 1 diabetes, which I feel like could be opening up a can of worms, but that's what we're here to do.
I am one of the coaches here at Risely, and I'm also a registered dietitian, nutritionist, where I focus more on the holistic approach. So the whole body approach, understanding that there are multiple different things that impact our mind, our body, everything else that's going on internally as well as externally. And from a personal standpoint, my health journey led me to this path of becoming a dietitian and wanting to work here at Risely as well. So I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes when I was 9 years old. I am coming up on my 20-year anniversary on December 1st. And I've also been, dealt a few other autoimmune conditions, including PCOS, MS, eczema, chronic Lyme disease. The list kind of keeps going on. And having these additional autoimmune conditions and chronic conditions and not really knowing which way to turn has led me to really be an advocate for my own health and turning to different healers and practitioners and blogs and, whomever to understand my body and how it functions and how I can feel the best. And then ultimately wanting to provide that support to anybody else.
Yes. And you were diagnosed at 9, is that right?
Yes, I was diagnosed with type 1 at 9 years old.
So you're coming up on your 20th year anniversary. So thank you so much for giving everybody your background. I want to kind of say this how it is, right? Like I said it a little bit before, but supplements, we're opening up a can of worms in this conversation. And I want to hear your perspective of why you think that there's such a large group of people who are supplements, what is that really doing? Or supplements for type 1 diabetes, does it matter? Our bodies don't produce insulin. How is it going to help? Where do you think that perspective or misconception can come from? However you want to frame it.
Supplements have definitely become a lot more commonly discussed, probably since probably the last 10 years or so. I find supplements are becoming a lot more of the conversation when it comes to navigating health and wellness. You're finding different influencers and practitioners developing their own supplement brands and so on and so forth, using more of that functional lens. However, there is definitely some discrepancies when it comes to just supplements in general, right? If the word itself just kind of defines what it is, it's a supplement because we're not getting it from our diet, from what we're normally eating in our day to day. We're supplementing with something else because we're not getting that in the whole foods that we are consuming. And so we sometimes forget about that. We forget that that is ultimately what a supplement is. It is there to support us because we're not getting that from, our diet, but that doesn't mean that it is considered, a Band-Aid approach where we just take this supplement, this pill, this tincture, this powder, whatever it is that you're taking, and all of our troubles are going to go. There's a lot more to unpack there when it comes to supplements and how they can be beneficial, but also how they can be heavily marketed.